I'm gonna do a very random video, just because, like I mentioned in my last one, I'm really not sure which direction I'm gonna go with my channel. So I'm gonna do a random collection video. I'm going to do my collection of dead things. It's not like gory or gross or anything, it's just a little odd. For instance, that's one. That's my turkey fan. A little bit of history on this before I really get started. My family up north, because I live in Canada, Ontario actually, so northern Ontario, my family are trappers. So that's how I acquire most of these things, although a lot came from my ex-husband who works in a slaughterhouse. So yeah, I have a collection. It's not very big at the moment. It used to be bigger. But yeah, that's one of them, is my turkey fan. It's the whole tail of a turkey. It's been around for years and years and years. It was my grandmother's, might have been my grandfather's actually, but for my entire life, it's been hanging in the basement at my grandma's, and last year she gave it to me, so now it's hanging on my wall. I have a few other feathers. I have this, which is really pretty, small though. It's a peacock feather. I have two like this that are from a great horned owl. This one, well, both of them, I picked them off the ground at the local zoo, because we have a small zoo in the general area, a couple towns over, and they had a great horned owl, and I got some really awesome feathers. I tried to get a bald eagle feather, but I wasn't able to reach them because they were too far away. My other feather that I have more feathers. I have eagles and hawks and stuff like that, but I think they're still in storage in my basement somewhere, so I have this one, which is a raven feather from northern Ontario. And I also have a talon, which came from the same raven. When I was trapping with my dad a few years ago, we caught one, and it was in a trap. It was in a trap around the neck, and it wasn't supposed to be. It was not meant for birds, but ravens are pretty crafty, and they like to steal the bait. And we tried to let this one go. We did. We set it free, and it just kind of stumbled around. It was brain damaged, and its neck got broken. It was really quite sad. So, mercy thing, I put a bullet in its head. As horrible as that made me feel, I was really proud of the shot, because it was a very clean kill. But I got to keep these. And I made a little charm out of the talon, and I put it on a necklace, and I kept it. I have a picture where I'm holding it out, my arms straight, and its wingtips are past my hands. Like, it was huge. So that's now part of my collection. Also from up north, my dad gave me this. This is a lynx, full-grown lynx, northern lynx. And it had, the other canine fell out, but I do have it. It just needs to be glued. You can see where the bullet went in, which also came this way. And I used to have a glass rod that was pretty neat, showed exactly the trail of the bullet. I actually have, because my dad caught this in a trap, so I have a picture of it while it was still alive somewhere. I don't know where it is, or I would show you, because I think that's pretty neat. I also have, the other one that my dad gave me is this guy, which is a mink. He's very pretty. He's very soft, and I adore him. Mink are not very big, but they're weasels, obviously. Mink coat. Yep, that's what they make it out of. Which is pretty cool. I had a wolf fur, too. A wolf pelt. Gray wolf. And somebody stole it from me a few years ago when I was moving. They were helping me move, and never saw my wolf again, which made me very, very sad, because I love wolves. And my dad had given me that one when I was very little, so I had it for years and years and years. And then somebody stole it, because people are ignorant like that. Also from up north, I have, this is my favorite one for a skull. It's pretty cool. I found this in the bush. We didn't kill this one. I found it. And it kind of looks like a chia pet. It's actually a beaver skull. You see the teeth? And it has moss growing on it, which I keep watering to keep healthy. So it's like a chia pet. So I like that. I also have a beaver tooth. This is a top tooth, like right here. And it goes, beaver's teeth actually never stop growing. So the tooth is like this in the skull. And then they wear it down as it grows. Which a beaver, if it doesn't wear down its teeth by chewing on wood and stuff, will die because the teeth never stop growing. I also found this guy, which is off of a pine marten. It's a perfect little skull. And a marten is a lot like Mr. Mink bleh, over here, like this guy, except bigger and more red color. Sable they're also called sables, and they're the color sable. They're pretty cool. They got wicked little fangs. When I found this one, I also found half of the lower jaw. So I got the bottom teeth too, which is kind of cool because, you know, they go together. I didn't find the other half though. I believe that's it for up north. Now around here, I've also got a bit of a collection going from around here. And part of it is this little thing, which is off a cow. My ex-in-laws were digging up their yard for a septic system or something, and they found this, which is a horn. So I kept it. My ex-husband, as I mentioned, worked at a slaughterhouse. Now, he has the coolest skull. It's got to be 4 or 5 feet from tip of the horn to tip of the horn. It is huge. He's been offered a lot of money for it, but he never gave it up. But I got the covering off one of the horns. It's huge. Which is pretty cool, because not a lot of people know that, you know, it's a cover of horn. And then the inside is more like this, where it's all porous and almost like wood. I'm not really sure what it's made of. But this is, of course, calcium. It's bone. It's horn. So that's pretty cool. It was massive. He actually is the one who butchered that cow, so he kept it. And it was huge. Scary that he does that, but hey. What else do I have? Not very much more, actually. I have a foxtail. I used to have an entire fox. My grandmother actually has it. It was a red fox. It was very pretty. I also had a silver fox for a little while, but she has that one too. Very pretty. This one I found on the side of the road. So I kept it, and I actually attached it to my little puppy here, whose tail got broken off. Because, you know, I'm just kind of weird that way. But it's kind of cool. I also have a bunny tail and the full bunny. See? Full bunny. This was actually one of our rabbits. We had rabbits for a while, and it was sick and suffering, and we had to kill it. So I got my husband to skin it for me, and I stretched it and dried it and everything else. It's not the best job, but it works. It's very pretty. My daughter helped me with it. I was quite impressed. And last but not least, I have this. Which, if you look, you see this, and it's a snapping turtle. Now, this is very delicate because it's a turtle skull. They don't have a whole lot of bone, really. It's very, very thin. I owned this snapping turtle for about a year, and she was awesome. Like, I could pet this thing, I could pick it up, flip it over, I could pet it on the nose. It never tried to bite me. The only one it tried to bite was my ex-husband, because I kept it on a leash sometimes and put it out in the garden. Because snapping turtles like bugs and they like to dig, and so I let her. And she got off her leash one day and buried herself in the garden, in the flower bed. And instead of, like, me, I was just kind of shifting around. No, he went and stuck his hand right in the dirt trying to get it. And yeah, he found it, and she was not happy with him. He didn't hurt her, though, and she didn't hurt him, so. She buried herself for hibernation last winter, well, in the fall, and we ended up moving in March, so the ground was still frozen, and she was still down there. So I marked the spot, and I told whoever was around, because there was a few people that were around regularly, and we lived in a very small town, that yes, my turtle is still here. Leave her until she comes up on her own in the spring, and I'll go get her. Somebody thought they were doing a good deed in rescuing her, and they dug her up. So she died of shock because it wasn't warm enough for her yet. The ground was still semi-frozen, and they killed her. So I kept the skull because they just left her there after they murdered her, basically. And that's my snapping turtle. And I think, yeah, that's it for now. Half my collection is, like I said, in storage or missing or stolen. But that's what I have for now. And yeah, that's my weird-ass collection of dead things. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be making more videos soon. I don't know what they'll be about, but they'll be about something. So, have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!